Buenos dias, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it, you already know. Like a tota on the track habit. Bye up, bye up. Let's get straight to the intro. Welcome back to Gunners Collective TV. And if you haven't already hit that like and subscribe button, why don't you go ahead and do that? Put the notification bell on all so that way you're directed in the direction of the dope content that the gun stays kicking. And I highly appreciate the support, man. I'm very humbled by it and very appreciative. So Tekashi 6ix9ine almost got snatched up. And I'm not surprised, right? So this just came out, some dash cam footage, some very extremely troubling situation for 6ix9ine. Tekashi 6ix9ine, he's been out the way for a while. He's been trying to let things die down. He's been all over the world, Argentina, Mexico, just getting love from everyone. He's over there fucking building schools and churches and fucking Brazil and just doing whatever he's doing, right? He's over there with Grupo Firme, getting grupoed, Firme style, allegedly, right? And, 6ix9ine, ever since he told, on the Fed case and he got away with it, it's been a troubling situation all the way around. We know about the attempt on him when they smashed him over there in Florida in the gym and he was walking around wearing biker shorts and they ripped his dreadlocks out his head and knocked him up out his Crocs, stuffed him under the toilet. Like, we seen that, and a lot of people were like, well, he had that coming. He was acting dumb. Well, another incident happened, in March. And the incident that happened was allegedly, now you got to remember, Tekashi's the biggest troll ever. So a lot of people do things for clout, and hey, you can't put it past 6ix9ine to do something for clout. But by watching the video that I watched, you can see that he was extremely scared. He was very concerned for his well-being, and he felt like he basically got away. He foiled the plot, right? So as he's coming out of his gated community in it looks like it's a white Lamborghini SUV or truck, whatever they call them, he gets pulled over, or it's within his gated community, right? Now, you would think in a gated community, you have to have ID to get in. You have to show, the gatekeeper that you're able to be in that area. Whatever the case may be, there was a white vehicle with cop lights, everything, the bells and whistles, looking like a cop, right? And they try to pull him over. He pulls over. He does as instructed. You could hear the voices telling him to put his hands up and step out of his vehicle. You got two cops, bulletproof vests. Can't really see him because they got this big spotlight on Tekashi. Immediately, his antennas went up. He felt concerned. He felt like these weren't real police officers, that these guys were up to no good. They were either A, trying to rob him, or two, trying to get him, right? And it's not far-fetched because with Tekashi, he's done bad things to people. He's talked a lot of shit. People might be trying to plot and plan on him, But if you listen to the full audio, and because he was recording on his phone, you could hear these guys telling him to get out, and they didn't have a police voice. Okay, we all been pulled over. You know how the cops sound. They sound real aggressive, loud. These guys didn't sound like that. These guys sound like they were trying to muffle their voice or change their voice. And as they proceeded to tell him to get out, he did what anyone in that position would do. He took off. He took off and headed and started to call 911. Now, I got his actual recording of him calling 911. I want to play it for everyone. This is exactly what he told the people. So let's listen.
Hello? How you doing? I get do you need the police? Yes, please. I'm leaving my house right now at 2:15 a.m. There's a white car with police lights that just try to stop me with their guns out. It's a police car, but they're not police. Like, okay. So they pulled them out on you, or did they just have? Yeah, I got a video on my phone because I was like, why am I getting stopped leaving my gate? I haven't even left the gated community. Okay, you want to make a report with them, correct? I'm trying to have them make an arrest. Like, these people are guns. Okay, I understand that. Do you know how many people were in the vehicle? Two. I said two. Like, you need to pay attention. Two. you in? I'm in a white Durango. Yo, you said there's no police.
Oh, it's a Durango, not a Lambo.
Like there's not one police car in there? I don't see a deputy in there. Do you know these people's names at all? Have you ever seen them before? No, I haven't. Okay. Do you know what kind of vehicle it was? Yeah, I just had a white Cherokee, a white Jeep Cherokee. Did you get a tag number on it or no? Nah. They literally stopped. They had their lights on and pulled me over in the middle of like me leaving my house. That means it looks like they trying to, I don't know what they trying to do. I don't know. When you left, did you see them drive off at all or no? I got it on video. No, they haven't came out the community. No. When you drove off after they did that to you, you didn't see them move at all, correct? No. So I believe, like on the video, you hear them say, put your hands up, put your hands up, put your hands up. And I'm just like, I just drove off because I'm like, you ain't no police.
Okay, so he just drove off because he said you aren't the police. Now, I've listened to the other video that Tekashi released of him recording. And I'll tell you right now, those were not the police, period, plain and simple. You could tell by the voice, the mannerisms. You couldn't really see the individuals because they had a spotlight on them. But nowadays, you know, you got all these people driving around in these cars that look like cop cars. They buy them at auctions. They still got the light on the side. They still got the sirens. They're still, you know, I always wondered why they sell the fucking cars like that. Like they sell older cop cars and it's just a trip, but whatever. So according to him, he was leaving, he wasn't in a Lambo. He was in a Dodge Durango. His money game done fucked up, right? Tekashi, he went from Lambos to Durangos, but it is what it is. As he's leaving his gated community, he hasn't even left outside of the gates. Like I said, gated communities, I have primos that live in a gated community, right? It's very hard to get in those communities without proof, without, and some of them have key fobs. Some of them that actually have actual security. You have to show them your ID. Even if you're visiting, you got to be on a visitor's list. Like it's very hard. And that's the reason why people, especially people that are stars, rappers, entertainers, they live in the gated communities because it's peace of mind. You know, it makes them feel more secure, especially if you have security up front. You know, not just anyone could get in. So for these guys that were able to get in, either one, they faked like they were cops and the security guard let them pass, or the security guard was with the shenanigans, whatever, right? Now, as Tekashi is leaving, these guys are going straight. They bust a U-turn around him. They pull him over, and they're screaming, put your hands up, put your hands up. Now, if you're not even driving fast, there's no reason for them to be screaming the way they were screaming. And the dialect, the way that they were using their voice, the mannerisms did not sound like police officers. It sounded like dudes trying to hit a lick, you know? They were trying to mask it, but they just couldn't. So Tekashi took off, made it to, I guess there's a substation or a police station, gets to the police station and, you know, alert as he's dialing 911, he's, you know, panicked and he's letting the officers know like, hey, was there supposed to be a cop in there? You know, because if it's just a routine cop, then it is what it is. He jumped the gun, he panicked. But they're telling him that there was no sheriffs, no deputies, nobody in that area. And so what was it? You know, did Tekashi do the right thing? Now, look, he is considered now a civilian. And I get tired of the same old civilian bullshit. You know, oh, man, people, they're civilians, so they can call the cops, or they're civilians, so they could tell on you. You know, Adam 22 likes to use that a lot. He's a civilian. He's a civilian, so he'll wear a wire. He'll tell on you. He'll do all that because he's a civilian. But the fact is, right, if you're hanging around with gang members, if you're associating with them, you're no longer a civilian, man. You're an associate. If you're talking shit to people, if you're causing ruckus and problems, your civilian card gets pulled, man. You're now an associate. And, you know, if you're going around, hanging around with these dudes all up in their neighborhood, kicking it with them, busting spreads, making videos, chopping it up about gang murders and things like that, and asking them about their hood and their barrios and all this, you cease to become a civilian. You're now aware. It's like Eve biting the apple and giving it to Adam. You know, he became aware. So there's a lot of snake activities going on. So with Tekashi, because he was a gang member at some point, Treyway, right? Because he was all that civilian card is pulled a long time ago. Now, just because you tell to the feds and you get a whole bunch of people locked up and you get out of jail doesn't mean you're now a civilian again. What it means is you're a person that done told on everyone you got to watch your back all the time, right? Now, I'm not saying that, that situation, he wasn't in the wrong or he wasn't in the right. It could have been a very dangerous situation. Now, to me, it sounds like a robbery in progress. 211, right? Sounded like, dudes found out that where he lived and they were going to pull up, utilize fakery, fakery and fraud, and act like the police officers, snatch him up, and then they would have got him. Again, in most cases, man, it gets foul and it gets real ugly because what they can lay you down, take what jewelry you got on. This motherfucker's all the way down to a Dodge Durango. I really highly doubt that Tekashi has as much money as he used to when he was flossing. But all that flossing, the jewelry, all that showing off, talking about you got watches worth homes on your hand, Lamborghinis colored, all these different things that he's done in the past. Your past will come up and bite you in the ass in the future. It's what happens. He got lucky. He got extremely lucky. And if he's smart, he gets up and gets out of that fucking gated community now because people know where he's at. I mean, now it's all on the internet. People are going to decipher just by looking at the police station and little details where about he's at. I thought, honestly, I forgot all about Tekashi for a while. I thought he was living out of the country. I always see him fucking, in different places in Africa and like I said, South America, Mexico. And I thought, man, that's what his life became. He's going to go over there and he's just going to stay out the way. He's going to make his music videos, do his little tours in different countries because they love him for some reason. He screams on stage. They scream back. It's all good. He was going to go with the old boy from Grupo Firme and swim together in a pool, right? And fill each other's balls. Whatever they're into, whatever they've done in the past, I'm sure they'll continue to do. So that's what I expected from Tekashi. I figured, hey, there was a lot of people, and not just the people he told on and their associates or friends and family, but also a lot of people he trolled. Because this guy is the ultimate troll. And again, can this be a situation where he's trolling and it's fake and he had his own homeboys do this? You got to think about every angle with Tekashi. How were they able to facilitate their way in to a gated community? Like I said, it's very hard. Did someone give him their fob? Did someone that lived in that gated community recognize 6ix9ine? Tell him, hey, tell a homeboy, hey, that fool lives over here. He's breaded up. Let's break bread. Like Jesus said. I don't know, but it's definitely a situation where Tekashi was nervous. Extremely nervous enough to call 911. So I doubt he would do that because if you call 911 on some falsification shit, that is definitely, false information to a police officer. You can't do that. You can get in trouble for that. There's another video. Let me look it up. I wanted to, and again, man, I would love to show you guys the video, but for purposes, I can't. But let's get to Tekashi pulling up and he's going to talk to the cops.
Yo, what's up, bro? Look at this. Look.
He's showing him the video.
It's 236, right? Look back there.
So we go.
I'm literally leaving my gate, right? I'm leaving. You need to see this. So look, I get pulled over, right? So this is inside my house. So I'm like, it's an unmarked car though. So I'm like, why am I getting pulled over? So I just stayed over. So I'm like, ain't no police, you know what I mean?
I'm gonna ask you, did he see a gun or you?
Nah, definitely because both of them got out. I said, first of all, two niggas, when one get out, one stay in the car, you know what I mean? They both pop out. So I'm like, all right, he following me. So he followed me. Once he see like I poke the phone out the
What's your car on?
You can tell he's nervous than a motherfucker.
I put it out the window. He like, yo, let me stop chasing him. I ain't no police, you know what I mean? But they haven't came out. Now I know that for a fact.
But like I was saying, I need it for sure. I saw a gun or you.
I got it on video, bro. Like I seen something like the name.
No, I understand. But the thing is, for me, for my
I
side,
wouldn't be able to tell you, but you know what I mean? The suspicious fact that I got pulled over by.
it's great, bro. Listen, I just need to make sure we know if it's a gun or not. So you're saying for sure you.
So they wanted to know if it was gun. They want to know. Here's the thing, man. When you're panicking, you're in a situation like that. You're not even you assume, right? You assume like, man, this. If you get a funny feeling, usually you go with your gut feeling. I've been told that my whole life, man. If you get a gut feeling, you go with it, man. I could tell you a situation with me. Trip out on this, right? It was several years ago, man. I started to get into the bar scene a little bit, go to a few bars, and this is pre-YouTube. So my face wasn't out there like it is now. Like you only knew me if you knew me. You know, no one was really sweating me like that, or I didn't have to bang corners and trip out on who's around. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, as a content creator, as a public figure, you know, not on no scary shit, you have to be aware. Your awareness got to be up. Because I've been in prison, my awareness stays up. That was one thing that was taught as a Norteño, to stay aware. You're going to hit a yard, you're going to go anywhere, be on point, right? So I've always had that instilled in me. Like, I'm always on point, always tripping out, always thinking I'm very pessimistic, right? I'm always thinking the glass is half full, because usually it fucking is, unless you pour up. So I started getting into the bar scene going from time to time. It was always good, man. Meet chicks there. Sometimes, man, I got into renting little hotels, man, because you never take no one where you lay your head, right? So I'd rent little hotels, take chicks back, party a little bit, kick it. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and hit that, then quit that. It was always good. There was never no issues. One night I go to this little bar, man. I meet this chick, and she's in the back smoking, you know, outside of the bar and everything. And I don't get a bad vibe from her. I don't get a bad vibe at all. I'm thinking it's all good, right? So, of course, what's up? You want to kick it? Go to a motel? Yeah, bam. So we go. I pay for the shit, whatever. I go to the most seediest motel that was open that night, right? I knew it was a ghetto area, but whatever. I'm not going to be there all night. I'm going to get mine. She can keep it if she wants the room, or she can get the fuck on. Either way, I'm leaving. And I was not in a vehicle. I jumped in her vehicle, right? Left my vehicle parked, jumped in her shit like an idiot, right? We go to the hotel. Everything's fine. Right when we get there, you know, she wants to drink. So there's a little store right down there. I slide to the store to get the drinks. I come back. You know, the whole time she's on her phone, but I'm not really tripping. I wasn't stressing, wasn't paying attention like that. And of course, I get to taking my shirt off. I got a tank top on, man. And when my tank top comes up, she sees my stomach. I had gang-related tattoos on my stomach. She's like, "What's that?" I start to explain it to her. It means Northern California, this, and that. I see her, the look, the expression on her face, like, oh, it's all bad, right? She immediately takes to her phone. I realize what the get down is. She recognized me as a northerner, ex-northerner, whatever. She recognized me from being up north, right? And her affiliation was with Southern California, with the South, right? So she's letting her homeboys know I got one of them fools right here. Let me tell you something. I'm right there chopping up with her. Now I'm aware. I already know. I can see by the way she's looking now. She doesn't even want to be in the same area with me. You could just tell, right? And so I'm like, man, I only got a few minutes to react. I'm right there by the door. I just said, fuck it. I open the door. I don't tell her nothing. I just leave. Well, this seedy ass hotel has a hallway, and you can go down the steps through the back, or you come up the steps through the front. There's only two ways to get out. It's a blank wall in front of you, right? Luckily, I went the right way. Boom. As I'm going down the stairs, I hear a whole bunch of feet coming up the other side. You can hear it. It's not a big place. Boom, 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 a whole bunch of motherfuckers, right? I go down, bend the corner. She's looking at me through the fucking curtain because she knows I just left. She knows what time it is. I get to the little store right there. I see a dude right there. He's getting in his car and shit. I'm like, "Hey, bro, I'll give you $200, man. Let me get a ride with you." He was like, "Oh, man." I said, "Man, just let me get a ride," right? He could tell, like, in the situation, like, man, I got to get the fuck up out of here, right? And I'm like, "Do me a favor, bend the corner." So as, you know, I jump in the car with these. Like, all right, cool. We bend the corner. I'm like, I'm going to double back and see if I'm just tripping, right? Man, when I double back, there was about 6, 7 fucking Southsiders out there looking around. I said, "Ooh-wee." I got safe. My intuition, my gut feeling, I got out of there. Call me a runner, call me what you want. They'd have killed me, right? The thing where I didn't call no cop, didn't tell on no one. I just got the fuck on out of there, right? Man, let me go home and live another day. He took me, got my car. I was gone. Never seen that chick again, and just understood that I got away with one. I had one of my 9 lives got used right there. The fact is, when your gut feeling tells you something ain't right, something usually ain't right. You know, chicks are down for the setup. Now with 6ix9ine, I don't know. You know, it's like the boy who cried wolf. You know, when he does all this trolling and talking shit about people, there's a lot of people like, I wish they would have got him. Just like there's a lot of people right now, I wish they'd have got you. The fact is this, you know, he was smart enough to get out of the situation. Now the calling the cops and the dialing 911 and all that, I guess he felt it was necessary. I don't know. He was telling the cops that the people never left the gated community, allegedly. So I guess there's probably cameras, ring cameras, all that. They could track down whoever. I've never heard of nothing else since that. So again, man, we don't know if 6ix9ine was just trolling, if he was just playing a prank or whatever, but it seemed pretty legit to me. He seemed a little panicked. The cop had to tell him to put his shit in park. His shit was rolling back. He was stressing. Anyways, with that being said, let me know what you think. Let me know, do you think Tekashi was just playing games again and trolling, or do you think his trolling ways caught up to him and he got very, very lucky this time? You know, if it was a situation like that, I'd pack my shit, get the fuck on. Like, hey, bro, they done caught up to you. Your things of your past caught up to you, and it's unfortunately, they got you in their clutches. Now they're going to eat you. That being said, thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, and strive for what I truly believe in, and that's the betterment of all people, man. He got lucky. Very lucky.